All right, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakak. All right, this is brother Yahusab.
Along with brother Warba, Great Millstone, Dallas.
So the GMS SAN ANTONIO and Dallas getting together, and basically today, just going to be going into how the portion of Jacob is not like them. All right, because before we started, the lesson, all right, we were going into how we are going to be the ones that obtain the salvation, the mercy, the grace of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, specifically the elect and the 1/3. All right, no one else is gonna obtain this salvation. No one else is gonna see no one else is gonna see this peaceful end that we are receiving, man. All right, or at least experience it, because the Most High is given unto who? The nation of Israel.
That's
all
right.
No other nation has a Messiah. No other nation has the everlasting power behind them, man. All right, but we do. All right, therefore, we must continue to have faith and continue to endure and work until this very end, man. All right, Lord's will, we're part of that number. All right. But to go ahead and kick it off, this is going to be the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse 16, and it reads, "The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name." And it says the portion of Jacob is not like them, and that goes into many things, man. All right, first and foremost, the different spirits, okay, because the spirit of Jake and the spirit of the heathen is two completely different things, man. All right, the Most High gave, as the brother Bazak is always saying, the Most High gave us heavenly ways, man, heavenly orders, basically to follow, because the angels follow after these guidelines, man. All right, and those guidelines were given unto us. All right, so by default, we are on a higher level spiritually. All right, bro. But right now, Jake is following after the way of the heathens, and that's why you see him at a low state. But even at the lowest state, they're still better than everyone, man. All right.
Khan, if I can say this too, just going into what the brother is saying, as far as dealing with the heathen all worship other gods, and the Most High made us, Jacob, his portion, to be separate, as a holy nation. Okay, so we're supposed to be separate from them, and we were separate from them from the beginning. Right. All right, so as the scripture says, the law, statutes, and commandments were given only to one people. Okay, and so we abide and we live by those, but whenever we don't live by them, you see what happens to us, man. And so the whole situation right now is Jake is trying to be like all these other nations, man. Okay, and that's happened time and time again throughout history, and every captivity that we went through. Why do you think we went into captivity? Okay, because we was trying to be and be like somebody else. Okay, Jake is always trying to create the next big thing, man, or the new fad. Okay, because they get bored with worshiping or bored with just regular things that are happening. Okay. And so, therefore, they're going to try to create, Jake will try to recreate the wheel, all right, and think it's cool and go be like the other heathen, try to be like the so-called white man or so-called Chinese man or any of these other nations, man. Right. And then they go the hardest at going off, okay, and they think that they really got it going on when they really setting themselves up for destruction.
That's right.
Okay.
If I can. I want to read this again. This is going to be the book of Jeremiah 10:16. It says, "The portion of Jacob is not like them."
So it says the portion of Jacob is not like them. Even going back to the very beginning days in the book of Genesis, where the Heavenly Father created man, all these different nations. Adam, like the tribe, the heavenly tribe, the sons of God weren't created until the Adamites came around. So even in the time of the Adamites, there were different nations whose ways were basically idolatry and adultery and bestiality and a whole bunch of corruption. The portion of Jacob is going to be perfection. Since the beginning of time, there's never been any nation to rule and just all-out perfection.
That's right.
But that portion was given unto Jacob and his descendants. That's right. And that's the time that we're going to come into, because it's written that evil communications, I'm going to read it real quick. 1 Corinthians 15:33. It says, "Be not deceived, evil communications corrupt good manners." And evil communications have been upon the planet Earth since the beginning. Going back to the days of Noah and Abraham, there were always talks of different gods, which is an evil communication. But our portion is going to be that the whole earth is going to be filled with the knowledge of Yahweh. That's going to happen through the ambassadors of Yahweh, which is starting with Yahweh Shah, King David, and the 144,000. That's a portion of Jacob, perfection, which has not been seen before. In the kingdom of heaven, there's not going to be any evil communications. Whereas now you hear about different gods, you hear all the music is adultery, murder, gangbanging. So it's always some sort of wickedness. You turn the TV on, you see this all out debauchery and depravity. In the kingdom of heaven, there's not going to be one ounce of evil communication.
That's right.
I should say after the 1,000-year period. But for the first 1,000 years, wickedness isn't going to reign. If we even hear about it, what's going to happen? We're going to issue out that righteous judgment.
That's right.
Right now in this kingdom, the portion of the heathens is to allow that to flourish and basically extol it. But our portion is going to be perfection and to completely destroy wickedness, which hasn't been seen before. Now, there was a sliver of it seen under King David and King Solomon for what, 80-year span? And then for King David, for 40 years, he was still warned. But our other end is going to be perfection forever. The portion of Jacob is going to be being the sons of God on the planet Earth, man.
Yep.
Ruling everything with perfection that hasn't been seen before. Seeing life as it was intended to be that hasn't been seen before.
That's right. If I could, I got a quick precept, kind of just going into what you're talking about, brother. So the wicked, when we were in our righteousness, and we actually had, we were following the law, statutes, and commandments. The wicked looked at us differently, as they still do right now, anyway. But I wanted to bring this out real quick in Wisdom of Solomon, third chapter. Okay. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken from misery." Okay, so yeah, in the sight of a nigga, or the sight of 2/3, or in the sight of somebody that doesn't understand this truth, they think that the ways that we sacrifice and cut off from the world, they think that it's misery. Like we're taken away from the fruits of this world, okay? And they're like, oh man, that's whack, okay? But in reality, we're separating ourselves because we're not like the heathen, okay? We're a holy nation, according to the scriptures and according to as written, because your Lord chose us, okay? Verse 3: "And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality."
That's right. And he says, though their sight be punishment in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality, man. And that's what we're looking forward to, man. All right, because that's what the Most High has promised unto us. All right, that's why we go on the highways and byways and we preach and we go against our people, because the scriptures tell you in Ezekiel 3, all right, that the book of Ezekiel tells you, all right, that the nation of Israel will not hearken unto us, because they don't hearken unto the Most High. So the Most High knows that what we're doing is not, it's not getting anywhere with our nation, with the 2/3. All right, but we're doing it to make ourselves a living sacrifice to obtain that salvation, man. All right, so even though other people are like, "Why are you doing that? You're in a cult. You're calling us a bunch of bywords." All right, we do it because we believe in Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. We believe that there's something better after this, because if this is it, man, if under Esau, if this is it, bro, there's no point in living. It's because by the end of it, everyone will die. Esau will eventually make it to Mars. It'll be all over, man.
Yep.
So that's our hope, is that there's something better, man. All right, because Esau ain't the way.
That's right. Because through Esau, what Esau will tell you and your children from the time they're your baby is that YOLO, life doesn't matter. Right. Earth is just this one tiny speck in the universe. No one's born on purpose. We're all here for a good time, not a long time.
That's right.
So basically, what Esau tells you is that everything's vanity. The end all be all is the sun's gonna blow up one day. Fuck it, just do whatever you want to do. He teaches you a very base way. That's right. Which in the book of Genesis, the serpent was cursed to crawl upon its belly all the days of its life. So as long as this nation of the wicked of Edom exists, they're going to be a very base and depraved people.
Yep.
That's what that means. And you see within their ways, they're very base and they're great people. That's why they teach you very base things. Like, you know what, man? You know, YOLO, might as well do a train real quick. You know?
Yeah.
They teach very base ways because that was written about them in the book of Genesis. It wasn't talking about a snake really slithering around. It was if you saw a man right now on the ground, just laying down, moving, walking on all fours, you'd be like, "What are you doing? Man? Get up!"
Yeah.
And when you see Esau Edom putting on goddamn dog suits and having orgies, what do you say? What are you doing? That's nasty as hell.
That's right.
On the ground, there's dirt, there's germs, animals take poops on the ground, and that's where Esau resides at the very bottom.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, upon his belly. You know?
Is that all you had?
Yeah.
You supposed speaking on it? I actually want to drop back to the second verse or the second chapter in Wisdom of Solomon, because now that you've seen how the righteous actually are setting themselves and departing away from from doing folly and wickedness like that, you know, the true men of the Lord, the people that are actually seeking salvation, man. Okay, seeking the kingdom and seeking to be saved out of this place, man. You see, now I'm going to go into how the ungodly actually look at us. Okay, so this is Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 1. It says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy."
So like you to interrupt, but you said that word was a right, like R-A.
But not aright, not upright.
Because whenever you go into that word aright, it basically means correctly, all right, and on point, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, if you can't read that one more time.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright."
But not aright, but not correctly, all right, because these heathens don't have the way, all right.
"Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy."
Also, real quick, if I can say, see, and that's the vibration of the whole earth right now. Life is short and tedious, so just ball to the wall. But when you read our culture and the scriptures, it's all about longevity.
Yep.
It's all about constancy. But this world teaches you everything is temporal. You know.
And just if I can, you know, add to what the brother is saying, what he said earlier. You know, they're in that YOLO spirit, that you know, live it up, you know, just, you know, do as thou wilt. You only live once type of situation. All right, I'm gonna continue on this. It says, I'm gonna start again. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 1. "For the ungodly say, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave." So they think that once you die, that's it. You know, you through.
It said, but not aright. If I may add, it said not aright, meaning this isn't the correct way to think, man, to think about life. All right, because the prophets, all the prophets, all right, understood that there was a reincarnation, and that there was something more, you know, after death. Because once you die, all right, it tells you in the scriptures that when you die, you sleep with your fathers, man. All right, meaning that you're up in the spirit world with the Most High, man, resting from the cruel wickedness of the flesh. You know?
Verse 2. "For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been."
It's born randomly. Right. And then once we die, that's it. So we might as well just have fun now.
Yep, that's right.
That's a very low way to think. And that mindset, by default, you have no integrity. You're just gonna walk around doing exactly what you see the whole world doing right now, just living a very disgusting, deplorable lifestyle.
Yep.
Diet doesn't matter. Just eat whatever tastes good, do whatever feels good to your flesh. It's a very low base way to be.
That's right.
No rulership, living very unruly. Okay, with no discretion. All right. Right. You know, look at our women. They walk around, you know, scantily clothing, you know, trying to place themselves above a man, completely out of order, you know. And it goes all the way down from the man to the woman to the kids, man. You know, they bring forth young monsters, bastards, man. Okay? And that, you know, so we you know, this place has got to go. All right? And if you jakes, man, you jakes continue to live in that, then you will be destroyed too. You know? Yeah, so go ahead.
And then what's beautiful about this whole thing is that we're coming to the end of all this right now. We're living in a time where all-out wickedness and debauchery is being extinguished. We're living in a time that all of our forefathers wanted to see and wanted to be, which was the ushering in the kingdom of heaven. So we're living in a time where the world's going to see the fierce wrath of Yahweh. So it's going to be the book of Malachi chapter 4 verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." Now see, so speaking about destruction of the wicked. But then verse 2 says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings." So there's going to be a lot of death taking place, but the Heavenly Father is also going to heal and protect and save basically the humble, the meek of the earth. You see? So once again, everybody's going to get a just reward for their doings. It says, "And ye shall go forth and grow up as cows of the stall, and ye shall tread down the wicked." And the Christian church will never say this. The righteous going to kill the wicked. But anyway, "And ye shall tread down the wicked, and they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet, in the day that I shall do this, saith Yahweh of hosts." And this is the point. Verse 4. "Remember ye the law of Moses my servant in the last days." In the very last days it's saying to do what? To remember ye the law of Moses.
That's right.
My servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel with statutes and judgments. So in the very last days, according to prophecy, the Israelites will be seeking after their laws. Meaning that for a long time they didn't have them. They forgot it, which is why it says to remember it.
That's right.
Now if you look upon the earth right now, who's doing this worldwide? Who's claiming the house of Jacob? Israel, and they're repenting and following these ways to the best of their abilities. In Russia and New York and Dallas and San Antonio and Oklahoma, Puerto Rico and Mexico, it's so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians, who by default would have to be the Israelites.
That's right.
You know,
according to prophecy and according to what was written. Okay, in the law, it would tell you exactly who that would fit because of the curses. And you know, the curses identify who the Israelites are, and then if you see, just like the brother was saying, you see who's doing that to this day.
That's right.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, just another thing on what the brother was saying, you're not going to hear that in these Christian churches or in these churches at all. You know, because they have something called a 501c3 that prevents them from speaking and telling the truth. You know, because if you think about it, what are all these other heathen nations got? You know, go back to. It's all about mammon, money. You know, at the end of the day, they worship money, man.
That's right.
They're always trying to go get or gain, man. Okay? And if you look at any of these churches or any religion, it's all about how they're going to pass around this that collection plate and get their bread. That 501c3 is a tax exemption from the IRS. You know, that allows them to get certain things and certain grants and types of monies, man. Okay? You know, so, you know, we're the only ones that have a true power.
That's right.
Okay? So did you want me to get this here, or you wanted to...
Kind of, and, you know, kind of straying back on, you know, back on track, you know, and that goes to show, man, that the ways of this world, they don't got it, man. All right? The ways that we are seeking after are higher, man. They're on a higher level spiritually, all right, mentally, emotionally, all right, everything, man. That is just on a higher level. But what Esau teaches, is so-called white man, what he teaches, all right, is that nothing here will last forever, man. All right, and that the earth is one day going to be destroyed along with the sun. The solar system is going to blow up. Any day can get swallowed by black holes, and so on and so forth, man. Esau teaches you that we are hella insignificant. Right? But it's not so.
Asteroid can hit any time to blow our ass to pieces.
but it's not so. The most important people here are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially the elect and the 1/3 to the Most High. All right, but Esau teaches completely opposite of that, man. All right, so if you can get that.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. You said verse 5. Verse 5. Okay, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning.
God, man, Esau. That's what Esau tells you, man. Heaven and hell doesn't exist. Well, hell doesn't exist. All right, he'll tell you that there is no God. All right, that everything is all about science. And as the brother stated earlier, that it was all caused by a Big Bang, and then now we have deer and McDonald's, man. You know,
Yeah,
a bunch of BS.
Shit just blew up and turned into mammals and reptiles and amphibians.
Yeah, and then this whole evolution thing. You know, the self-proclaimed white man Esau, man, the Edomites will tell you that you all come from a monkey. Well, if we all evolved from a monkey, why is there still monkeys here?
Yep.
Think about it.
That's right.
Yeah, and then the evolution theories had led to many hoax. If that was the case, every animal would have armor and sharp ass spikes and.
Yeah, exactly. It's nonsense. It's madness.
And then we being human, we supposed to be the highest evolved, but we have, bro, our neck is soft as hell. That's the most vital organ. We don't have no scales there, you know. No fucking turtle shell. You know? It's so many holes in all the different, and everything Esau teaches you in the school system is a theory, and then also what was taught in the American education system is not taught as history and facts amongst the world. Like, for example, in the school system, they teach that life started in Africa, but then in colleges and then with the historians, they teach you that it started in Mesopotamia.
That's right.
So why is it that in college I'm hearing about Africa, but then in a different part of the college and parts of the world I'm hearing about Mesopotamia? What is this?
Yeah, what is it?
You know, there's a whole bunch of darkness, a whole bunch of confusion. Esau just saying shit, you know. Like the way that he runs the world, he just says shit,
pulling shit out his ass. Man.
Hey man, go on any comment board about the Israelites, man, and you're gonna see a bunch of Edomites just saying random shit. Well, only 2%. Where are you getting these numbers from? Why are all y'all saying different numbers?
Yeah.
God damn.
No, that the scripture says, man, that guy comes out of the womb speaking lies, man.
Yep.
You know, if you think about any Edomite that you have that has been around you, the first thing in their spirit, right out of their mouth, the first thing they do is lie. Yep, and it'll be about the simplest and smallest things. But it's just in their spirit, they're just built to lie.
Yep,
you know?
See, now, our rulership is going to be based upon truth. Now, we're speaking about low-level Edomites, all they do is lie. So what about Edomites with wealth and resources and private jets and islands and money and with control over the food? You see? And that's why we preach so hard, because we want a safe society for our children and for all our future generation, which is going to come through Yahweh Shai. So the current rulership, the low-level subway manager Edomite is a goddamn freak and a devil. So how much more for the one with trillions of dollars in his wallet, man? That's fucking play money. You know, we need salvation from these. Because if you were the devil, if you had access to planes and shit, wouldn't you just spray some random ass shit just because you can't look fucking retards now? You know, that's what Esau does. He's putting sperm in the chemtrails and shit. You're just a freak.
Wicked.
If you were the devil, wouldn't you do it? You know.
I forbid.
I have a precept.
Go ahead, bring it up.
It's 2 Corinthians 7:1. Having therefore these promises, dearly beloved, which the promises go back to what? To our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
It says, let us cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh and spirit, and perfecting holiness in the fear of God. Right. Which this is what our kingdom is going to be rooted off of, the fear of God. Whereas now there's no fear of God at all, man. You see just all out debauchery. But our kingdom is going to be perfection. Right. Our kingdom is going to, there's a reason why we're going to be made immortal. We're not going to be immortal to eating fucking pepperoni pizza all day. Oh, brother, extra sauce. We're going to be maintained through everything where it says thou shalt do, and the law is going to be put within us. If you really read through the law, if that was put into this society today, everything would just, it would flourish. You would be stronger, smarter, everything would just flourish. And that's how the whole earth is going to be ran under the Israelites.
Yep.
You know, and this is our faith that these things are coming.
That's right. So on a higher level mindset, man. All right. Because the ways of this world, once again, they're based, you know, because Esau is a base of men, and he's in rulership. Therefore, his ways of thinking are very carnally. All right, but the way that our kingdom is going to flourish is spiritually, man. All right, and if I can, I want to get this real quick, because our nation is above everyone else, man. The Most High set us apart, He made us. He gave us the holy covenants. He gave us the promises, the glory, all right, the kingdom, the everlasting peace that we're about to receive. Okay, and if I can, this is going to be the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 2, and it says, "For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power, and Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto Himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth." All right, and that doesn't sound like equality to me, man. All right, the Israelites are supposed to be above everyone. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are supposed to be on top. That's why whenever businesses or groups, whenever they put an Israelite as their leader, they 9 times out of 10 they succeed. All right,
that's what happened in Rome. And really, when you read the Bible with Daniel and Babylon, anytime that you want a certain organization or company to flourish, you got to put Jake in it. That's why Esau has, you see, because these so-called white cops will like go and shoot a nigga or a gata or Issachar, and the police chiefs are always so-called black. It's always so-called black woman or so-called black man, mainly so-called black woman. The same thing was in Rome. Basically, in order to have certain organizations flourish, they would put Jake in there. For example, the reason why Rome won so many wars, was it actual Romans fighting Roman wars? No. They would go and conquer different nations and make them fight on the front lines, especially who? The Bucks, the Israelites. Right, And America does that very same thing. So what they do is that while they sit back and take credit for it, they put the slaves, which is who? The Israelites, at the very forefront of it and make them do all the work. But once again, Esau says, "Well, look, I'm gonna get the credit for it because I'm the one who told you to do it."
Accidentally, yeah, man, absolutely. They're cowards, man. Cowards. They'll sit there and they'll send young men to go fight an old man's war, man. You know what I'm saying? Or like the brother was saying, they'll send another nation in there to do the dirty work for them so that they can go and take all the credit, man.
Prime example, the Tuskegee Airmen. America got the credit for that, but they went and they was like, "Hey, let's go and get some niggas, some airplanes, and see what happens." And Jack went over there and flourished, and then America took credit for it. And then them niggas came back to America, got called niggers, couldn't get a job. But America got the credit for running those wars, man. And that's what Esau always does.
That's right, man.
I got it.
And that's a very base way of thinking, man. All right, the Most High. That's why the Most High. Whenever you see Jake, man, we flourish in what we do because the Most High set us apart, man. Even though we are on our lowest level right now because we're our people are disconnected from the Most High. Even though we're on our lowest level, we are still blessed with our blessings, man. All right, with certain, should I say certain blessings, because the rest of our blessings were taken away. All right, but certain blessings we're still able to flourish. We're the best bodybuilders, the best artists, the best singers, the best dancers, the best boxers,
and most importantly, we have the Spirit.
That's right.
Yahweh gave us the comforter in these days.
That's right. And we're the best at everything, man. If you read about most of the prophets you read in the Old Testament, they were like second right hand men. All right, they were right hand men to kings. All right, and to follow after nations. Look at Joseph. In the time of Egypt, whenever the Pharaoh put him in second in command, all right, Egypt started flourishing. During the time of famine, they were still upholding themselves because an Israelite was the one calling the shots. All right, just as if you read the book of Nehemiah, Nehemiah was the king's right hand man. So you read about all these prophets, even in the book of Daniel. They went to Daniel for guidance. They went to Daniel for science, math, everything,
economics.
All right, him and what was it? 10 other prophets.
I just dropped it.
10 other prophets, man. So every time a nation flourished was off of the Israelites.
If I can get this quick precept, Baba Kushai. This is Proverbs chapter 28. I just had it. Bear with me. Where is it?
In the meantime, should I read this?
I found it. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. Going into what the brother said. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
That's right.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Now, why is that? Why does everybody always complain? Why worldwide people always complain about America? It's not because you're the biggest and baddest, but they do everything unjustly. They're always lying. They're always murdering. And then talking about, oh, well, really, it's your fault. We're in the defense. Really, we're the victims here. That's why people hate it. That's why people hate America. And these Edomites, they just can't admit that they're assholes.
Yep.
They constantly say, well, look, really, it's you. If you would just admit it, and the thing about it is that our people are very peaceful. Bro, we sung Kumbaya, we held your hand, we converted to your religion, we said God bless America, but you couldn't stop. You just fucking, you hate us. We left off being Israelites and said, you know what, I'm just gonna be black on this, fuck it.
Yep.
And it wasn't enough. You still lynched us, murdered us, shot us in the streets, and said, get over it. So it's you people are completely unagreeable.
That's right. Yep. Completely unagreeable. And then even when we try to separate ourselves from you, low-key segregation, everybody tries to look at segregation as if it was a bad thing, man. You know? And when we were segregated from the so-called white man or all the other heathens, hey, we started to flourish. We were doing our own thing.
That's
okay?
Right.
Just look at Black Wall Street, for
That's
example, right. Man. Black Wall Street, Jake had businesses, you know, Jake owned businesses, housing, you know, better authority, cleaner water, different things like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually starting to flourish. And then what did the Edomites do? You know, you came over there and they bombed that place overnight.
They said raise it.
Yeah, that's right. And but what Esau will tell you is that the so-called that we started it, man. Because I was looking into a little bit of history of it, and what Esau will tell you is that the so-called black man went over to Esau first and started it, man. All right, that they went and killed some white lady or something like that.
Yeah.
But Jake was flourishing. We had no reason to do that, man. You know, so Esau will put these lies out there to make us seem like the bad guy, man.
Yep.
Calling the bywords, man.
You see, like, these different nations hate us because what they struggle in, our spirit is literally just to prevail.
That's right.
That was what the Heavenly Father gifted us. Can I read this?
Go ahead, bring it out.
Genesis 32 and 27. And the angel asked Jacob, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall no more be called Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. That's why people are very spiritual. They have power with God and with men. We're just naturally, even on a spiritual and carnal plane. Why is it that the so-called Negroes and Latinos are always at the forefront, always just the best?
That's right.
Because those are the attributes of Jacob. We have a Black Wall Street. It was flourishing. You can also say that it was prevailing.
That's right.
Because our spirit is just to prevail. You know.
Yep.
Once again, the portion of Jacob ain't like them.
Kind, low key, like the brother said a lot earlier, man. You know, enduring. You know, prevail to endure. You know, it's just not a sprint. All right. When you say, you know, the portion is not like them, I got a quick precept. You know, this is Proverbs chapter 6 and 16, and this is going to sum up. This is going to sum up exactly who these other people are and why we're not like them. Okay. This is Proverbs 6 and 16. It says, these 6 things does the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.